What led to the fall of Oakland, California, a city once vibrant and promising? Join us as we delve into the primary reasons behind this decline. Three critical issues stand out: a severe housing crisis, skyrocketing crime rates, and economic instability. Once affordable housing is now a luxury, with an abundance of empty homes, and towering crime rates have surged, with organized retail theft becoming alarmingly regular. Economic stability is wavering due to fluctuating markets and a dearth of steady jobs. As we unpack these issues, the scale of Oakland's decline will become clear. Let's remember, understanding these changes is essential to preventing future downturns. The downfall of Oakland didn't transpire overnight. It was ushered in by a dramatic housing crisis. Diving into the components of this crisis reveals how this disaster unfolded. It all began with rent in Oakland skyrocketing by a remarkable 50% within years, a surge the city had previously experienced. This considerable increase put an enormous financial strain on the residents, pushing roughly 20,000 towards financial instability. The situation was further aggravated by the lack of housing inventory, with houses being sold at near record rates, averaging at $750,000 per property. Homeownership became a distant dream for most Oakland residents. The city, however, did not watch passively. Over the last 10 years, approximately 8,000 new houses were built in a bid to ease the housing deficit. But this effort was barely enough considering the magnitude of the crisis. Despite a construction boom, the housing crisis was far from over. High mortgage rates, averaging at 4.5%, played a significant role in this crisis, further limiting affordability for potential homeowners. This situation led many existing homeowners to decide against relocating and refinancing, causing the already tight housing inventory to contract even more. The market was in chaos, with fewer homes being listed for sale, resulting in a 30% increase in competition among buyers. Despite the city's efforts to counter the housing crisis, it wasn't enough to change the trajectory of crisis. The effects were apparent as the city's population began to decrease. The number of occupied homes increased, but a 10% drop in population indicated that the city was losing residents faster than it could accommodate. With the deepening housing crisis, Oakland's population began to shrink, setting the stage for additional challenges. The city was teetering on the brink of a downward spiral, a situation that would set off a series of unfortunate events, marking the beginning of Oakland's downfall. Discussing the crime issue in Oakland, a significant problem arose: organized retail theft. This wasn't a typical snatch-and-grab situation. These were well-planned and executed thefts by large groups, almost akin to orchestrated raids on stores. The rise in this of crime had devastating effects on local businesses, many of which were already battling the aftershocks of an unstable housing market. It's hard to picture a struggling store owner facing a mob theft, seeing their merchandise and livelihood disappear in minutes. The impact was palpable, and not just on the business owners. The community as a whole was affected. These crimes created a wave of fear among the residents, turning everyday activities like shopping into risky endeavors. The final blow to Oakland's stability came in the form of economic instability. As if the housing crisis and rising crime rates weren't enough, the city faced a myriad of financial challenges that only served to exacerbate these issues. Oakland, once the pulsating heart of economic activity, started to show signs of financial strain. The city experienced a period of job loss that sent shockwaves through its economy. Companies started packing up, leaving empty offices and jobless residents in their wake. The once thriving job market began contracting, and as it did, so did the livelihoods of many of its residents. The domino effect was inevitable. As people lost their jobs, they struggled to keep up with the sky-high cost of living. The city's housing crisis, already a significant issue, was amplified as residents found themselves unable to afford their homes. This economic instability led to a surge in homelessness, adding another layer to the city's growing list of problems. In tandem with this, the city saw an uptick in crime rates. With fewer job opportunities and a declining economy, some residents resorted to desperate measures. The city became a hotbed for criminal activity, further tarnishing its reputation and making it an even less desirable place to live or invest in. The economic instability didn't just impact individuals and families, it also had a profound effect on the city's infrastructure and public services. With dwindling resources, the city struggled to maintain its parks, roads, and public utilities. The decline in public services not only impacted the city's aesthetics, but also the quality of life for its residents. The economic instability in Oakland was the final blow, leading to a significant decline in the city's overall quality of life. The once vibrant city was now grappling with a declining economy, a housing crisis, and rising crime rates, all of which contributed to its downfall. So, what are the outcomes of these problems for Oakland today? Well, let's start with the housing situation. Oakland, despite its challenges, has made some significant strides. In the last decade, the city has constructed about 8,000 new homes, which has led to a significant drop in rent prices. A decrease of 7.2% over the past year, to be exact, marking the largest decline among the 100 largest U.S. cities. This has eased the housing shortage somewhat, and the number of occupied homes has increased, even with a decrease in population. Oakland is undergoing a building boom, with plans to increase its housing stock by a quarter over the next decade. But while progress has been made on the housing front, the economy continues to struggle. High home prices across the country, near record highs set last year, are making housing affordability a significant issue. High mortgage rates are leading current homeowners to stay put rather than move and refinance. This lack of inventory is driving up prices and increasing competition among buyers. And then there's the issue of crime. Law enforcement agencies across the country are ramping up efforts to combat organized smash-and-grab crimes targeting retailers. In major cities like Oakland, these incidents are causing fear in communities and putting an additional strain on already struggling economies. Despite an overall decline in property crime rates, incidents of organized retail crime have been on the rise. The decline of Oakland serves as a stark warning of the consequences of unchecked housing crises, rising crime rates, and economic instability. It's a clear illustration of how these issues, when left unresolved, can have far-reaching effects on a city and its people. What can we learn from the downfall of Oakland? Oakland's journey offers a bevy of lessons, particularly for urban planners and city administrators. The city's downfall wasn't instantaneous, but a gradual process, triggered by a mix of socio-economic factors and policy choices. Firstly, we see the impact of housing availability. Oakland built homes hoping to alleviate the housing crisis. Yet rent prices fell, not just because of increased supply, but due to a mismatch between the type of housing provided and the needs of the residents. This shows us the importance of understanding our residents' needs before implementing solutions. Secondly, Oakland's experience underlines the importance of maintaining balance in the housing market. A tight inventory can skyrocket prices, putting homeownership out of reach for many and disrupting the social fabric of the community. Lastly, the rise in organized retail crime in Oakland underscores the need for strong law enforcement policies and cooperation between local and national agencies. A city's safety and security are vital to its prosperity. By understanding the factors that led to Oakland's decline, we can work to prevent similar downfalls in other cities across the globe.